talk about violence and fighting and combat, and people tend to want to know. Soldiers, myself included, all of us before we went overseas wanted to know if we were the guy we thought we were, if we could do the things that we were sent there to do. Okay, and can you perpetrate an act of violence on another human being that's pretty extraordinary? And I actually harken back to my dad, who fought in Korea, and he told me when I was a kid growing up, I always wanted to be in the military. I wanted to be a commando. I didn't even know what it was. I just wanted to be one. And he used to say, if you can engage in a fist fight, if you can actually strike someone with your hands, trying on purpose to hurt them as much as you can, that's you've done everything that emotionally is required for a soldier to go to combat, for a Marine to go to combat, for a sailor to go to combat. It's just the act. I articulate it kind of in a more thuggish way. If you've ever held a dude down outside of a bar and hit him as many times as you could before somebody pulled you off, trying on purpose to hurt them, I mean that's thuggish, but that's the way it is. If you can do that, that is as interpersonal and violent as you can get. With your bare hands, you're trying to injure another human being. Okay? If you've been angry enough to fight someone with your bare hands, and emotionally you are trying to hurt them, as soon as you get your hands on them, you want to transmit enough energy with your bare hands or your feet or your knees or your elbows to injure them in a substantial manner, then now it's just the tools. Now am I using elbows and fists and knees? Am I using a pistol or a rifle? I'm trying emotionally, I'm trying to injure you because you're threatening me. That you've crossed the Rubicon there. So the idea that you have to actually check a block to be that guy, it's got it, okay, but it's not necessary. There's nothing difficult about that. There's nothing difficult about extinguishing human life. People have been killing each other for years. There's nothing difficult about it. Okay? It's, 3.5 to 5 pounds of pressure on a trigger and a lifetime to reflect on it. I don't know. You look at it any way you want. Don't judge your performance on that. Don't look at that. Don't go with that as your end state goal to somehow prove yourself. Be really, really good. I've talked about it before. I know guys that never went to war, never went to combat. Said it before. Said it, Marines and freaking frogmen and Green Berets and guys that I knew for years that just never, they missed everything. And they're dangerous dudes. They're really dangerous dudes. Because decisions have already been made in their mind. And they've been guys that I've been out drinking with at, Chilkoot Charlie's in Alaska fighting in the snow. They're not scared guys. They're not scared of putting their hands on other people. And that's just the way their lifestyle was. And so their decisions were already made. It was just a matter of whether they were employed in that capacity or not. So for the folks out there, if you're capable of actually striking someone with the desired intent of injuring them with your bare hands and doing it repeatedly, meaning if you're capable, willing, and have been in a fist fight, okay, then emotionally you've exercised everything that you need to exercise. So don't think that somehow if you haven't done the deed that you can't. That it's not. It's a whole overrated thing. Okay, that whole concept is in a lot of ways it's used like the red badge of courage, and I think it's foolish, and I think it's misguided in a lot of ways, because that shouldn't be a goal. Your goal shouldn't be I've got to prove myself. I've got to be in a lethal encounter so that I can prove myself. You prove yourself by your preparation. All that is a time of testing. When that time comes, whether you're a police officer or a private citizen or a soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine on the battlefield, that point of testing that's to see who did the practice. Okay? That's what a test is in when you're in school. The test is just to see who studied before. Okay? So if you did all the studying, whether you get tested or not, you did all the studying. If you did all the practice, if you did all the training, if you prepared yourself, whether the test comes to you or the test doesn't, you're prepared. So don't question yourself, don't second guess yourself, other than be honest with yourself about your preparation.
shot.